Scaling up algae production capacity, plus thousands of blessings from algae. And on world news, 9 killed in clashes in India. Those are the headlines for tonight. Assalamualaikum and a very good evening. I am Razi Ahmad and this is TVS Nightline. At least 9 people died in the latest clashes between members of rival ethnic groups in India's northeastern state of Manipur, as authorities are still pressed on with a search for illegal weapons. The Indian police said that violence between the Kuki group, those who live in the hills, and Meiteis, a dominant group in the lowlands, broke out because of resentment over economic benefits, jobs, and education, which were reserved for the Kukis.
A senior police official also disclosed that a gun battle ensued and went on for hours, as a hospital official confirmed most people that were brought in had suffered bullet wounds.
We have bring here 9 dead bodies and deposit at the Jennings morgue. Huh?
Any injured?
There are 10 injured.
Out of 10, 2 patients is in the serious condition, and IT is out of serious now.
Okay. Is it a bullet injury or a bomb blast injury?
Mostly bullet injury.
Federal Security Force reinforcement have been sent to the state, and they have been searching for illegal weapons. We have civil society organizations from the Meitei and Kuki communities refusing to join a peace committee set up by the federal government in brokering peace.
Exploring a new sector based on emerging algae technology is projected to reap economic benefits for Sarawak. Sarawak Premier Dato' Patinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tun Openg said this is because algae can not only produce sustainable aviation fuel, but also enables the production of diesel and gasoline.
Dan tadi telah diterangkan bagaimana algae mengeluarkan minyak crude algae, dan daripada crude algae akan diproses menjadi SAF, diesel dan juga gasolin, nafta. Ketiga-tiga minyak ini adalah minyak yang premium yang digunakan di industri.
He said this in a media conference after witnessing the signing of a Memorandum of Understanding between Sarawak Economic Development Corporation SEDC, SEDC Energy Sdn Berhad and Resintech Berhad at the Demak Industrial Park earlier today. Also at the signing was Deputy Economy Minister Dato' Hanifah Hajar Taib and Sarawak Deputy Minister of Energy and Environmental Sustainability Dr. Hazlan Abang Hibni.
Sustainable aviation fuel, SAF, derived from algae is anticipated to produce an impressive daily output of up to 10,000 tanks. This projection was announced by Sarawak Premier Dato' Patinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tun Openg, highlighting the substantial production potential identified in the regions of Kuching and Bintulu.
Dan SEDC akan membangunkan satu lagi scale up. Di sini only 5 acres. 1 acre saja. 1 acre. Nursery. What we do in Bintulu, we scale up to 1,000 acres. Bermakna 1,000 acres can produce 500,000 tons, 10,000 barrel per day. 10,000 barrel per day.
Additionally, Abang Johari proposed the implementation of robotics technology by Resintech Berhad for the production of algae reserve tanks aligned with the advancements in the latest technologies.
The Sarawak government has agreed in principle to take over the operations of Maswings in the latest development to Sarawak's ambitious plan to establish its own boutique airline. Now, Premier of Sarawak, Dato' Patinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tun Openg, said this comes following proposals from the federal government to take over its operation.
Now we are negotiating to get the details. There is a proposal from the federal government to negotiate with us to take over Maswing. Now we have agreed principle to take over Maswing. We have to do our due diligence.
He added the Sarawak government is also looking to expand its routes beyond Borneo and to include Kuala Lumpur and Singapore into its roster, to expand its function to serve as a regional airline. Currently, Maswings operates services within the rural areas in Sabah and Sarawak.
The idea is for us to moderate the fare, particularly within Malaysia. The second aspect that we have to look into is for Maswing to have route beyond Borneo. Because what we want is we want to have a regional route also.
At the same time, Abang Johari revealed that the airlines will utilize the ALGAE-based Sustainable Aviation Fuel, SAF, produced in Sarawak. Established in 2007, Maswings is a subsidiary of National Carriage Malaysia Airlines Berhad, MAB.
The welfare body for artists should not be limited to a single dimension. Instead, it should play a crucial role in driving the growth of Sarawak's creative industry. Now, actor-cum-director of Samara Creative Sendirian Berhad, Anding Indrawani, noted that apart from accessibility, the development of infrastructure and human capital is vital to propel Sarawak into becoming the next creative hub in Malaysia, while reflecting upon or researching existing creative welfare entities, not only within Malaysia but also internationally. Now, drawing inspiration from successful models, Sarawak can establish a comprehensive welfare system that supports the holistic growth and advancement of its creative industry.
There are always some sudut ataupun mekanisme untuk mungkin mengubah ataupun menjadi perintis kepada badan unit kebajikan tersebut. Tak salah untuk buat kajian and also research from other parts of the world. You don't have to go far. You can see what's going on in Indonesia, what happened in Singapore, let's say, or Hong Kong. And if you want to go far, you can go as far as beyond as Bollywood and Hollywood. Tak salah sebenarnya untuk membuat sedikit kajian dan untuk mengambil sedikit idea apa yang telah mereka implement sebelum ini. For as long as unit ini ataupun badan yang menjaga kebajikan artis dan juga pemain kreatif industri ini berjaya diimplementasikan for the future of our welfare and also the well-being untuk pemain industri kreatif here in Sarawak.
For Anding, it is high time for Sarawak to have such a body, especially since many artists were adversely affected by the pandemic.
We've learned from the past history where pandemic happened, the pandemic hit us, and from there we can see that it is important for us to have this kind of union and also to have this kind of unit where not just the creative player can voice out their problems, voice out the suggestions and also ideas, but at the same time to make the industry better. It's about time for us untuk reconsider, is it possible untuk kita ada our own law and also regulations when it comes to menjaga hak intelek tersebut on a state level, because we have to realize that Sarawak ada the music industry is different landscape-nya berbanding dengan what's going on there in Semenanjung, because we have IBA music, we have other native singers that represents different races and ethnicity here in Sarawak kan.
Hence, Anding said it is important for both the state, government and industry players to have a continuous dialogue in efforts to establish a law that can be used to protect the intellectual properties of artists from various fields in the creative industry.
Meanwhile, the proposal to create a dedicated welfare entity catering to the needs of local artists has garnered favorable feedback from industry stakeholders, emphasizing on the importance of devising a proper mechanism for its implementation. Now, in response, radio music executive Ashraf Hardy highlighted the significance of ensuring accessibility as a crucial element within the framework of the welfare body.
Kita selalu dengar macam you need to register, you need to get the royalties, your music royalties, tapi we don't have the access, we don't know where to go. So with this entity, I hope that it can educate especially our young talents, our local artists, and I hope that if we have this entity, the accessibility will be senang untuk di reach out oleh our local artists, because that is important. If we have this body pun, if we don't give like a space or a platform for them to reach out, then I don't see it will work. I don't see that it's necessary, because we already have in national level to jaga copyright music, to jaga to educate our talents. It's all yang diperlukan is the accessibility for the awareness of the artists towards the entity yang menjaga kebajikan, yang menjaga welfare all the artists.
With over 20 years of experience in the music industry, Ashraf said the welfare entity should also serve as an educational body for both young and veteran artists, and that both young and old should engage with one another equally.
Because of YouTube, we are based like macam mengharapkan YouTube based on only social media. Kita perlu pola press conference. Kita perlu pola launching album. Tapi benda-benda semua penting sebenarnya. If you want you want your story to be told, you need to have a press conference. You need to have a manager in this music industry. You need to do a press release. So this kind of ilmu yang diperlukan, and I hope that if we have this body, we can educate all these artists on how to be a template, how to be successful, or also have a retirement plan. Maybe one day, if you don't want to do music, at least you have a retirement plan. And yeah, I think both parties need to participate.
Coming up right after the break, cybersecurity bill to be drafted immediately and prudent changes to healthcare services fee. Right here on TVS Nightline. Stay tuned.
Istimewa sambutan Hari Kemerdekaan Sarawak yang
on TVS Nightline, the National Cybersecurity Committee has decided that a cybersecurity bill be drafted immediately to ensure all relevant aspects of legislation be finalized. Dato' Sri Anwar Ibrahim said in order to realize this aim, the National Cybersecurity Agency, NACSA, under the National Security Council, MKN, must assume the main responsibility of mobilizing efforts across various government organizations.
Anwar also said that the bill will provide NACSA with a crystal clear legal authority to regulate and enforce laws related to cyber security and improve the effectiveness of its function. This is in line with the aims outlined in the MKN Directive number 26 of the National Cybersecurity Management and Malaysia Cybersecurity Strategy MCSS. Anwar further said Malaysia must dive deep into the challenges of the digital era, which requires preparedness at the highest level in the entire government machinery when dealing with cyber security threats.
Any changes to the public healthcare services fee structure will not be simply done or carried out willy-nilly. Health Minister Dr. Zaliha Mustafa says that the structure will be looked at carefully and transparently with the required analysis while taking into consideration the views of all stakeholders gleaned through engagement sessions. She said what was important to the government currently was to ensure that Malaysians, especially those in need, would not be affected and could enjoy continued access to healthcare services. She said this when winding up the debate on the Health White Paper at the Dewan Rakyat sitting today.
Pada masa ini, kadar fee yang dikenakan di sektor awam adalah sangat minima, seperti yang kita tahu, kerana kerajaan memberikan banyak subsidi. Fee yang dikenakan adalah sama untuk semua pesakit. Malahan Kementerian Kesihatan juga tidak ada mekanisme untuk mengumpul lebihan fee walaupun ada pesakit yang sanggup dan mahu membayar lebih kerana mereka akan menghargai perkhidmatan komprehensif yang diterima.
Maintenance works on the Pan-Borneo Highway will be carried out by a company approved by the Ministry of Finance. The Works Minister, Dato' Sri Alexander Nantalinggi, said the maintenance works will be carried out by the company for a period of 3 years, beginning with the delivery of completed packages in stages. As such, the appointment of this particular company is subject to several conditions that have been set by the Ministry of Finance.
Pihak Kementerian sedang dalam proses perolehan bagi memuktamadkan skop dan kos projek. Rundingan akan berjalan dan dijangkakan dapat diselesaikan pada penghujung tahun ini.
Nanda said this is to ensure that the safety and comfort of road users is guaranteed until the new contract is signed. As of April 2023, he pointed out that work progress for the remaining 10 work packages of the Sarawak Pan-Borneo Highway project from Sematan to Miri was 94% complete. He added that Phase 1 of the Pan-Borneo Highway project from Telok Melano to Sematan package was fully completed in January 2019.
The Ministry of Education has confirmed that nearly 30,000 candidates who were registered did not sit for the Sijil Pelajaran Malaysia SPM 2022 examination, including private candidates who were registered to take only 1 or 2 subjects. Deputy Education Minister Lim Hui Ying said there was no question of a discrepancy between the figures and the number mentioned by Prime Minister Dato' Sri Anwar Ibrahim during the Chakna and Malaysia Madani Dialogue Program at the Dewan Chancellor Tun Abdul Razak Universiti Kebangsaan Malaysia UKM recently.
Jadi perselisihan iaitu yang berdaftar dengan yang menduduki adalah seperti yang disebutkan oleh Yang Maha Berhormat, iaitu seramai 29,663 orang. Yang Amat Berhormat ikut lebih kurang 30,000. Yang jumlah sebenarnya adalah 29,663 orang.
Welcome back on TVS Nightline. Greece aspires to reclaim its former status as an attractive investment destination. Now, aiming to recapture its former glory, its former premier Kyriakos Mitsotakis expressed belief that winning the election rerun on June 25th will pave the path to the goal that he set 4 years ago since his appointment. Mitsotakis won the May 21st election with a 20-point lead over the leftist Syriza party, which ruled Greece from 2015 to 2019. A time when the country suffered greatly due to mounting amount of debts.
We certainly have decreased taxes significantly over the past 4 years, and I think this has helped us to make sure that we attract investment and grow the economy. We have also made progress regarding tackling tax evasion, but certainly we need to place more emphasis on this topic because this adds fiscal firepower to our budget. It helps us reach our primary surplus targets, and it also helps us make sure that we have enough funds for our social policy.
In 2019, Mitsotakis initially won the election, but had to step down as per the constitutional requirement due to an inconclusive May vote. However, his policies were widely supported. Mitsotakis emphasized the importance of prioritizing healthcare reform, expediting judicial proceedings, and establishing a family ministry to tackle the declining birth rate, which poses a significant threat to Greece's pension system.
We certainly intend to work hard to improve the quality of care provided by our national health system. This is one of my main priorities. We need to hire more personnel, we need to raise wages, but at the same time we also need to make sure that people don't have to wait for months in order to get a surgery. For me, this is a top priority, and I hope that after, when our second term will come to an end, Greeks will experience a completely different national health service.
See the world closer with TVS as we bring you the latest news updates both locally and internationally. For more headlines anytime, anywhere, just head on to our official website at tvstv.my or follow us on our social media platforms. And folks, the Rainforest World Music Festival returns from the 23rd to 25th of June. Don't miss out on the exciting activities and lineup by snatching your tickets at rwmf.net. And that's all the time we have for TVS Nightline. I'm Razi Ahmad. Thank you for watching and have a good night.